Hello everyone, welcome back to Edible Abundance Homestead. I'm Ginger and today is April 22nd. It's getting to be kind of go time around here. I have a lot that I want to get done, but there are a few exciting things that are happening that I wanted to show you. So the first big one is right here. Going. That's right, after over a year, maybe even over 2 years on chip drop, we finally got a chip drop delivery. I'm so glad that I've kept renewing the request over and over again for all this time, because here's what we have left. And I have lots of plans. This is from a local company and I'm hoping, I haven't put in another request yet because I want to get this taken care of first, but I'm hoping that they're going to be fairly consistent. Like if I put in a request, that hopefully I will be able to get wood chips from them fairly regularly. Fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I've been on that list for over a year, possibly even 2, and this is the first time I've gotten it. So my kids and I have been filling this bucket because they're so helpful with this. They've also been climbing to the top of the wood chip pile a lot, but they have been helping scoop wood chips into this like little dump cart that we have. And we've been moving it into the chicken yard. The chicken yard, I had planted a cover crop, but I planted it really too late this year. And so it's really been a mess, especially with, all the spring rain that we've gotten. So a lot of the wood chips are just gonna go just into the chicken yard to help give them kind of a deep bedding. That's gonna be the primary use for them. One other thing that I do think I'm gonna do with them, the last couple sections of my raspberries that I transplanted way out onto my little panhandle out there, I didn't have straw to mulch them, so they're completely unmulched. So I do think I'm going to take some wood chips out there and mulch them, and I think I'm going to put down some newspaper between the raspberries and the fence and put mulch on top of the newspaper to help smother out the weeds and grass and everything growing along that fence line, because I didn't till too close because I was worried about hitting where the fence posts are concreted into the ground. So that area could use some attention, and this will be perfect for that. So I would love to use them in my garden, but these were literally chipped within days before they were dropped off. So they have not broken down at all. And I have heard that wood chips can sometimes leach nitrogen from the soil, and I really don't want to risk that. I received the soil test kit in the mail, so I have to get that shipped off and see kind of what's going on with my garden soil because of the plants that I had turning yellow. So everything's looking a lot better now, so maybe it's nothing, but I'll feel a lot better once I have a good handle on what kind of nutrients my garden is lacking, if there are any. Now, the other exciting thing that's again going to take a lot of big work, a local horse farm posted in a gardening group I'm in that they have composted horse manure, like sitting for over a year, and all you have to do is go get it. So as soon as I get a chance, it's right up the road from me, it's not far at all. So as soon as I have the chance, I'm going to go up and I'm going to get as much horse manure as I can load into my big garbage pails that I keep my chicken food in. I've done this before last year with alpaca manure. I just load it up in the back of my van, unload it, put it where I want it, and then I just wash out the buckets, the chicken food buckets, and it was fine. Like I said, because this is so close, and she said she had a lot. I mean, different people have a different definition of a lot, because most people don't garden to the scale that I do. But you know, fingers crossed, I could make multiple trips. Whereas when I went and got the alpaca manure, it was kind of a drive. I mean, it was only like 30 or 45 minutes, but still, it was a drive. I had my kids with me. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see how far everything goes. And my garden, my main garden, it's a little late to be putting even compost on because look at how big and beautiful everything is. However, it'd be nice to have some on hand for when I take out spring things. I could add some compost before I plant summer things. And the other thing is, and this is another change, so this little area here had blueberries in it. I think we produced like 3 blueberries total from multiple plants. The last time I planted new plants, I planted 5 of them. I see 3 still here. Oops, sorry. 3. There are, this one is definitely still alive. We're gonna leave them just in case. But I was gonna let my kids plant just a bunch of just random flower seeds here. And then I got to thinking, and this is going to be like a tea/medicinal garden, I think. We're gonna see how it goes. So I'm going to put compost on here and possibly wood chips too. We'll see what happens. But I want to fill this with tea plants and with medicinal herbs. I already have quite a few herbs. I have, peppermint, I have spearmint, I've got oregano. Those are the big ones that you have to worry about spreading. I have calendula started. I have seeds for a lot of different medicinal plants. And I have to decide what all exactly is going to be planted in there. Calendulas for sure, the ones that I've already started. I think I'm going to buy lemon balm from my neighbor who has a greenhouse. And also, what was the other one? I'm kind of going back and forth and debating, how much of each thing I want to plant. I'd like to plant a fair bit of lemon balm. I'm debating if I want to put the holy basil in there or if I want to put it in the main garden. Things like that. I'm kind of curious. I'd kind of like to grow some chocolate mint, and so that might be something good to put over there because that way it's contained over there. I'd maybe like to plant catnip or catmint, but again, that needs to be contained maybe over there. But as you can see, this list is growing and growing. I have some lavender seeds. Now, I would have had to start them months ago. So that's not going to happen this year, but maybe in the future, maybe I'll plant lavender over there. So many things that I want to plant and only so much space. So I kind of have to get serious and decide what I want there. Another possibility, I have echinacea seeds. I have, bee balm was another one I was thinking of. There's just so many options. I have to think about it, but that's the new plan for that area. I'm going to leave those blueberry plants in there just on the off chance that something comes of them. But I'm going to plant my tea and medicinal plants. Oh, chamomile. I'm not the biggest fan of chamomile tea, but I was thinking maybe if I did a combination of chamomile with lemon balm, something like that. So many possibilities. So that's kind of my exciting, new area that I'm going to plan. And I just need to sit down and make some real decisions on it. My neighbor's greenhouse, they're currently doing online ordering and delivering. They are not open. I would really like to be able to walk through the greenhouse and choose my plants. I'll also probably find more things that I want to buy while I'm there. So I'm debating between if I should just put in an order and get them delivered or if I want to wait. They're supposed to open May 1st. They are considered essential, so they could be open now. They're choosing not to be open now and just doing all deliveries, just to help, keep people home. But anyway, so we're gonna see. The weather's been strange. So technically our last frost date is April 15th. It frosted last night. April 21st. So the kind of the local rule of thumb around here, the kind of the colloquial wisdom, is not to plant frost tender things before May 1st. Typically things like tomatoes and that sort of thing. I've got a lot of plants that need to get planted out. So there's not much more cold weather in the forecast. There's one night next week that the low is like 39. Everything else is 40s and higher. And I really have a lot of plants that need to get planted. So what I was able to plant today, the real reason I brought you out here, is I planted out some asparagus that I had started from seed. Look at that sweet little teeny tiny asparagus. So I bought asparagus crowns at Lowe's this year, a while ago, I don't even remember when, and planted them. And I don't see anything happening from them. I have since heard someone mention soaking them before planting them. That was not in the instructions that I read, so I didn't do it. So maybe that was a mistake. Maybe they just need more time. Who knows? But these asparagus, I bought seeds for years and years and years ago, before I really knew much about how asparagus grew. And I was more just buying seeds of things that I like to eat. So they have kind of sat and sat and sat, because planting something perennial like that, I really want to put it in the right place the first time. And so I kind of was not planting it because I was worried about putting it in the wrong place and then it being a perennial and forever being in the wrong place. But anyway, so this year I looked at those seeds. They're getting old. They're probably 6 years old, I would say, at least. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to plant them and we'll just I'll put them somewhere, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So these I started probably back in February, and every single seed came up. Out of, I think I had 15, how many did I have? 15. I have 15 seeds and I have 15 plants out here now. So I know asparagus can do well with strawberries. So I've put them around the edges of the strawberries. So the crowns that I bought are supposed to be kind of like a border here, even though there are strawberries on the other side of the border. The strawberries have kind of gone nuts around here. And then I put my one started from seed along this side, and then some more from seed along that side. So this strawberry bed is kind of bordered on 3 sides by asparagus. So we'll just see how it does. I mean, maybe they'll work, maybe they won't. Hopefully they get along well with the strawberries. They're a little closer to the strawberries than I think they're really supposed to be, but again, at this point, I'm just kind of like, we'll just plant them and see what happens. So that's really it for that. As you can see, my strawberries are really doing well as far as blossoms go. We put out stones painted to look like strawberries because that's supposed to help deter birds, because they peck at the stone and they say, oh, that's not food, and then they don't bother the rest of it. So the stones are out now before there's any actual strawberries for the birds to be eating. We'll see if it works. And the other exciting thing I've noticed is my potatoes are starting to really sprout. These are the purple ones, and they've been up for probably a week or more. But over there is one of the, gosh, what were these? I think russet, maybe, or white potatoes. I don't even remember what I planted at this point. But I was kind of worried that they were, that particular variety was taking so long to come up, but now they're up. So I'm feeling a lot better about that. So that's pretty much what's been happening here. I've planted a few bean seeds. I planted my noodle beans and my pinto beans on the middle arch down there, just the seeds. They haven't come up or anything yet. But like I said, I don't think, I mean, we're not supposed to freeze again. Next week looked good, and now it's looking a little chillier than they were saying, but we'll see what happens. I'm debating if I want to start planting out all my bush bean plants that I've started, because I have a lot and they're taking up a lot of space. So that's kind of the current debate. I think the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything about them is move that mulch out to the raspberry area, because I feel like I want to do stuff, and that's why I want to plant the beans out. And if I find something else to occupy myself, then I can maybe wait a few more days on the beans. We'll see. that's what's happening in my garden. I hope your spring is going well, and I will see you next time.